So Pegasus actually began in the warehousing space probably about 20 years ago, and it was as an extension of our domestic freight forwarding business, and it came as a result of a client with a specific business need, which was overflowing inventory and needed space. And so we set up initially about 150,000 square feet, and since that time we've grown to the point now that we're probably well over 2 million square feet nationwide and globally as well, with about 25 locations.
So the word contract, there's usually a contract because it's tied to a lease of a building and running a facility, but you've got investments in a building, material handling equipment, people, and technology. So you put all those things together and you're running part of a customer supply chain. And it's the part that usually is tied to value-added services. Contract logistics has everything to do with fulfillment. It also has to do with what if you don't want the product, something's wrong with the product, you send it back. The returns are also managed by contract logistics. So that warehouse is kind of the heart and soul of a supply chain. If you run your own warehouse, that means the capital is yours, the building's yours, the investment in people and technology, you have to handle that. If you do it with someone else like a 3PL or a Pegasus, you have the benefit of economies of scale. They're going to use the equipment, they're going to have shared resources, they're going to be focused on it, so there's that big aspect. So cost improvement, expertise. We do it across hundreds of clients. And when you do that, I have the benefit of optimizing and figuring out how to do it better and better. The third thing is flexibility. So you think about, as your business grows, I'm going to grow with you. If your business also, just for whatever reason, seasonality, or there's just a bad year, I'm going to flex down with you as well. I can redeploy assets, I can take warehousing and use that space for someone else without you getting the hit and the cost. And then last and most importantly is when you outsource your warehouse, now you can focus on what you do well. And so what you should be doing well is you should be product developing, you should be selling, and you should be growing your business.
Our warehouse mindset is to make sure that everybody contributes and is willing to make changes daily. With everyone coming in with the right attitude and just positivity, it helps us become one unique team. That means we're including the whole company and not just the warehouse. So if we are able to help the operations team to better help processes to help the customer, then we're all for it. We love to contribute as far as the operation side, and we want to make sure that our customers on our warehousing side are being satisfied on a daily basis.
So we evolved through several different areas. One, obviously, from space that I've just mentioned in terms of facilities. We have the ability to really accommodate clients' needs as they might grow in different areas and not being constrained to our own brick and mortar, but being able to really utilize the assets of the industry, if you will, and capitalize on the strategy that we've used as a forwarder domestically and internationally of utilizing our partner networks to their fullest. We've also been able to scale from a technology standpoint. Most recently, we've made the capital investment and commitment to that business by making a very, very sizable investment in a major WMS that we'll be utilizing going forward. You know, the other thing that we've done in terms of scaling and growing is in terms of the people and having specific warehouse individuals that have the experience and training in that area, yet understanding what got Pegasus to where it is today in terms of taking care of the customer first and accommodating the customer's needs. Quality certifications are extremely important when you're handling someone else's inventory and operating as an extension really of the client. The final area of growth is globally, where needs have developed in terms of requirements that they wanted to simulate what the experience they had in the U.S. Overseas. And we've been able to come in there and accommodate that, often on short notice, again, due to our asset-appropriate business model in the warehousing space.
Freight moves somewhere, typically to a warehouse, and from there it moves to another warehouse. Pegasus already does an outstanding job of doing international movement. So air, ocean, import, export, domestic moves, white glove. Think about those movements, and instead of handing it off to another party where there's a disconnect between systems and visibility, culture and people, processes and technology, now you have it under one roof, but you get that seamless end-to-end, responsibility and custodial control of product.
We do integration as far as ERP systems. So we have TSA certified, we're ISO certified, which helps our company to get those larger customers.
What we've seen also is the expansion, even within warehousing type operations, of operating in a client system, for example, behind their own firewall, as opposed to using our systems, to operating with client staff in our facilities and our people potentially in their facilities as well. So that cross-pollination, if you will, of resources has been a real key thing and enabled clients to do things that have helped them reduce cycle time of their business in the supply chain, adding such elements as customs brokerage, receiving, shipping operations, packaging operations, export, import documentation, and things like that we're able to do really as an extension and going broader within the warehousing operation of just storing boxes.
We're able to kind of connect a little bit more faster than other companies because we can just come up here and say, hey, this is what the customer needed or this is what the customer requested, and then we can kind of work together in one roof and then basically provide the customer what they need.
Pegasus really is not in the call it the public warehousing space of stack it high and then price it cheap type model. It's one that is providing a similar feel from a client perspective that they have in our forwarding business and have had in our forwarding business. We want them to experience that as well, and that opportunity for Pegasus to accommodate them as they grow and meet their own clients' requirements. Initially, before COVID, I'll call it the Amazon effect of a lot of the mid-sized to larger warehouse facilities from a space standpoint being really consumed in the marketplace. Everything we've read about of the supply chain backlogs and a lot of industries storing and bulking up on inventory and thus consuming space. So I think that 1-2 punch over the past 5 or 6 years has really consumed a lot of space and put warehousing space at a premium and a high demand. And one of the things that Pegasus has been able to do during that time frame is due to our business model. We've been able to more readily obtain space to fit the client's needs and also to fit the client's needs geographically where they need to be. Very, very critical many times to have that inventory positioned as close to the marketplace, as close to the customer's customer as possible to achieve their delivery requirements.
We are providing somewhat of whatever their customer needs. So if that's a project-based system, or if that's a system that they have already been working with and they just need the intel from a bigger company that has the experience, then we provide that as well. If I can say anything else about Pegasus, that we build trust with our clients and we build that relationship, whether if they don't need it in this area, then we can provide it in this area, which is transportation, warehousing, 3PLing. If we don't get all of it, then we can provide something to that customer.
The best quote I ever had on one of my office dry erase boards was a customer came in and wrote on my board, "I outsource to you so I can focus on growing my business." And he did that as a plus. It was not a bad thing. He was saying, hey, I trust you to run the warehouse, and I'm going to grow my business. And you think about that relationship, we grow together. So if I do a great job in the warehouse, it's going to give a customer experience that's outstanding, and then we're going to grow together. And as he grows, I grow with him, and we both win in the end.